All right, hopefully you guys can see okay. So here's our bearing, and I've already got the calipers preset. So I've zeroed the calipers on our bearing diameter. We're going for about a half to 1/1000th press fit. Okay, so let's take a reading on our bore. I already touched off and took a skim cut. It's not easy to do with the camera in the way. Okay. We don't have to be real precise on these first couple of measurements. All right, so we'll take one more measurement, but we got 46 thousandths to go.
One more.
Make that 40. We're going to call it 43. All right, I'm going to try to do a third at a time. Let me do a little math. Be right back. All right, so we did a little bit of math. We're going to try to do this in 3 passes. I got a dial indicator set up here on the tool post. So we're going to take 7 thousandths on each pass per side. 5, 6, 7. Okay, here we go. Move you guys around a little bit. I'm just going to feed by hand, and it's only a 1/4 inch thick, so I don't have very far to go.
I'm going to feed out slowly, just to try to be consistent here.
All right, we're going to take another measurement. That didn't feel good, but let's check it anyways. Okay, so we got 33. Let's check it again. $31.5. Okay. All right, we're going to take another 7. I'm going to re-zero here because I don't want to do a bozo. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm going to move you guys over here so I can get in there to make an accurate measurement. Okay guys, I've measured this thing multiple times. So we need to take 7.5 thousandths. We're going to live dangerously and take it all. Okay, here we go. Okay, so get another measurement here. That was about 2 thousandths, maybe 1.5. Still undersized. We're going to check with the mic here in a minute too. Okay, that's 1.5 with the caliper. And let's see what we have here. Okay, that's right at 865. I think our bearing is 866. You know what? I think we're going to leave it right there. We get another reading. $865. Okay, so that's 1 thousandths. All right, we can. We're going to do a little polish anyway, so I think that'll bring us right in there. Spent a little bit of quality time cleaning up the lathe. We had those really fine chips, steel wool, if you will, and I didn't want that stuff getting underneath the saddle, you know, and screwing up the ways. So just spent some time cleaning it up. Needed it anyways, so we're ready to move on. All right, guys, we got all our wheel blanks made up and bored. So our next step is we're going to make a mandrel so that we can mount these on here and turn our outer diameter to size and put a little bevel on each side. So we're gonna turn the shoulder same dimension as our inner bore, and then we're going to thread for a nut to clamp everything on. So I was debating whether or not to put the 4-jaw in, but after a little bit of fiddling around, it's running within 1,000 on the 3-jaw, so we're just going to go this way. Yeah, we can go a little more than that. Take another 20. Take a little more, see if we get that chip to break. Okay, this should be our final pass to size. We've got to reduce by 5 thousandths. little oil. All right, let me get a measurement. The only part that matters is right down in here for this diameter. Okay, we're just slightly over, it looks like. Half a thousandths over. Okay, I think we're going to call that good. We can clean that up with a little bit of paper. Just going to break that edge just a little bit. That's all we need. Yeah, we're real close. About 2/10 maybe. I'll try one of the other hubs. Okay, I'm gonna take a cut back in here because we got to take this down anyways for our thread size. Ooh, I like it. All right, let me try all three of them, make sure they all fit. All right, so now we have to turn the rest of this down to 3/4 so that we can do our thread. Camera battery died, guys, so I had to switch to the phone. We're taking 22 thousandths per side here. Should need 2 passes like this to get down to our 3/4 diameter for our threading. All right, well, I need both hands, so I'll bring you guys back. I think we can live with 2 thousandths. Okay, we don't do a lot of threading, so I'm not going to film this, but we're set up. Went through the whole mental checklist. Well, first we did a relief cut. We've got our Sharp'em on here so we can see what we're doing. I've checked with the fishtail gauge. We're square. I've got the compound zeroed. We'll zero the cross feed once we touch off. We've got our thread feed set correctly. We've got our thread dial engaged, ready to go. Power feed turned off. We're ready with the half nut. All right, so here we go. All right, we made our scratch pass. Let's see if I can get the gauge around here. 3/4 10. We're right on the money. Time to go for it. All right. We came real close to messing up a couple of times, but I think we're okay. If I can get this started. There we go. All right. I'm going to try to face this nut off a little bit too. Should have done that before I put this mandrel in, but we can still do it. Well, guys, for my skill level, I think I'm pretty happy with the way this came out. Put our there we go. Sorry for the handheld here. Washer. And we did have to face off our nut and lap it a little bit. Not easy doing this one-handed. Okay. Seems to be running pretty true. I think it'll be good enough. All right, that's as far as I'm going today, guys. I'm gonna pack it up and pick it up tomorrow. Okay, guys, we're gonna add a couple wrench flats to our mandrel here. So I've got a stop set up. We're sitting on a parallel. I added a V block. So with our square, I've already squared this up, we'll be able to rotate 180 degrees. Check it with our square. Already touched off. I've got our depth set at 60 thousandths. We'll do that on each side. So nothing rocket science here. This fore and aft dimension isn't critical. I just put a couple lines there with a Sharpie, and we're ready to go. All right. 7/16 end mill. My air hose is tangled up. See if I can get in here with the camera in the way. Okay guys, I'm gonna have to shut you off for a second so I can get behind there and check that. Alright, we're squared up, we're up against the stop, we're tightened down, we're ready to go. Alright, just a little bit of deburring and we should be ready to go. Alright, we're back in the lathe, just checking our run out. I think we can live with that. Alright, so we're ready to set up our wheels for the outside turning. we did have to face off our clamping nut and lap it a little bit. Okay, we're set up here. We checked our run out. We had to tap the face around just a little bit. It's got a little give. Hopefully it stays put. This is probably going to be a little hard on the exterior, so we're going to go easy and see how we do in the chatter department. Let's touch off and give it a shot. The actual dimension is not critical as long as we make all four of them the same. Alright, we're going to feed in. We're just going to go real light, take like 3/1000 here. Just going to feed by hand. Alright, let's take a little more. Take it like 5/1000. Well, it's ringing a bit, but fingers crossed, doesn't seem to be chattering. Alright, let's, I'm going to take about 8/1000 here. I'm going to go just 5/1000 at a time here. I don't want to take too heavy of a cut since we just have clamping pressure on our center bore there. Finish doesn't look too bad. Okay, this is going to be tricky to measure. Let's see if I can come in from the back maybe here. I don't know how we hit an exact number. Okay, 4.240. Just check that again. I got some longer jaw calipers. Let me go grab them. All right, these agree. 0.240. I'm going to write that down. That's what we're going to shoot for. All right, we changed our tool. We're going to put a chamfer on each side. Grab some emery. Alright, I rolled up my sleeves, took my jacket off. Yeah, I know I have my long sleeves on. It's still pretty cold out here, so just being extra careful. Okay, I like that. Okay, 3 more to go. That there is how you want your parts to fit on the mandrel. Nice. Got 1 more to go. Okay, all our turning work is done. Real happy with the way these came out. I mean, there's a few blemishes here and there if you look real close. But as far as dimensions and functionality, everything's great. Our mandrel worked out really good. When I was doing the boring operation, I was using one of these Steve Barton solid rock machine works or machine shop boring bars. These are solid carbide. First time I've used it, wow, it's beautiful. I mean, no chatter, no deflection, just beautiful. Pleasure to work with. This is a 1/2 inch one, and it's a double ender. It's got a, in case you mess this up, you can always use the other end. Alrighty, we're gonna switch our attention to the stands. Okay, so we've got our stanchions set up here in the mill, and the bottom is just sitting on the table with a paper towel so we don't mess up our nice paint job. We've got a parallel, big fat parallel in between the 2 stanchions, both sides. We've got a metal strap clamped down. Okay, so the critical alignments here are our axles. So I got a drill bit on one side, a pin on the other side. I mean, it's not absolutely dead nuts, but it's pretty dang close. I think it'll be good enough. And then we're lined up back here, so we're going to drill. Let's see, a little bit easier to see on this one. We're going to punch a couple of 3/4 holes through here, all the way through both legs, both sides, and that's for our alignment stretchers. You know, our 3/4 rod. All right, we're just going to start with the center drill. Drilling all the way through both sides. And the next leg. I know you guys can't see that. It's going to be real close on our drill bit length. All right, let me switch to an end mill. Okay, we're set up. I had to bring the table up a little bit. And I've slowed our speed down. So our 1/4 inch hole is just for relief, so we don't put so much stress on the end mill. Brand new 3/4 end mill. Rather than a drill bit, I want to try to get this hole as close to size as possible. So let's see what happens here. Running about 210 RPM. Just checking to make sure we're going to clear our parallel. I've checked it 5 times, but you always second guess yourself. Closer to the action. There we go, we're through on one side. Alright, I just have to repeat the same thing on the other side. I'll spare you guys the agony of having to watch that. Alright, we got our alignment holes drilled. So we're just going to use the same setup here to just dust off the bottom of the feet to square everything up. You know, because this is just a welded fixture and there's a little bit of you know, leeway one way or the other. So we're just going to true everything up. Alright, let me take a look and make sure that we hit all 4 surfaces.